Cadet. I realize that you are in a very difficult position right now. From what Hanji has told me, you're experiencing nausea, abdominal discomfort, and a great deal of fatigue that leaves you unable to work. In fact, Hanji has informed me that you are most likely contagious and should be kept away from everyone else. However, I believe that one of the core principles of the Survey Corps is a sense of togetherness and teamwork. And what kind of team would we be if we simply left you alone to rot while you're ill? You may be severely contagious. I may end up sick just from being around you for this long. But I do not care. To turn my back on you now, to ignore the discomfort that you are feeling, it would go against the very principles that I believe in. And I will not sacrifice that for anything. So, Cadet, I have come here not only to keep you company, not only to make sure you know that you haven't been forgotten, but to boost your morale in a way that I think you will enjoy very much. And you might find yourself wondering, what could he possibly mean by this? What on earth could boost my morale at a time like this? I can't even get out of this bed. Well, you don't have to. Well, what I mean is that I have prepared a special presentation for you. One that is not only entertaining, but also highly informative. So please, make yourself comfortable. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Hello there, Cadet. I'm Mrs. Poots, and I'm here to talk to you about maintaining your health and safety while in the Survey Corps. Now you might be wondering, how can I maintain my health and safety when my entire job involves risking my life? Well, I am here to inform you that there are several ways that you can ensure your health and safety are not put at risk while in the Survey Corps. First and foremost, your health. It is important to eat 3 meals a day. Granted, we do not have the best supplies when it comes to food, but that is no excuse for skipping meals. Breakfast is one of the most important meals a day. You always need to start your day with as much energy as possible. In addition to getting a full night's sleep, you must ensure that your caloric intake matches your body's needs. Additionally, it is important to keep hydrated. After all, dehydration can cause dizziness, headaches, even fainting. And of course, the worst-case scenario is that you die of dehydration. Any questions so far? I suspected that this might be a question of yours, and let me put your mind at ease. It is not entirely necessary to stuff yourself to the point of getting sick while you are nauseated. In fact, I would advise you against eating heavy meals while you are experiencing nausea or vomiting. What can you eat then? I would first and foremost advise you to eat bread and crackers, simple foods that are easy to digest and light on the stomach. Certain fruits may also be beneficial to you, however you should avoid anything too acidic. After all, if you are constantly vomiting, your throat will be highly irritated, and acidic fruits and other foods are likely to worsen that irritation. Precisely. Though I do emphasize the importance of hydration, it is also important to note that you should not be chugging water while your stomach is in discomfort. You see, that can cause additional vomiting. And an increase in vomiting means a decrease in hydration, and we certainly cannot be having that. Yes, it is safe to sip on water throughout the day. Additionally, though they lack souls, gingers are good for another thing to help with sickness. They can be brewed into a tea that helps with nausea and stomach discomfort. Well, we do not happen to have any gingers on staff. However, we do have a replacement. We have ginger root, which can also be brewed into a tea to help with stomach discomfort. Why, certainly. As a matter of fact, Hanji is brewing you such a tea as we speak, though I will admit they may be adding additional ingredients to test their effect on you. No need to focus on that. Next up, we have the importance of getting a full night's sleep. Now you might be wondering, Mrs. Poots, what does my sleep have to do with me being sick? Well, I will tell you. In addition to keeping your mind sharp and focused, not to mention keeping your body rested and able to perform its duties, sleep also aids in your ability to fight off infection and viruses. Oh, yes, indeed. Why do you think Levi is always so obsessed with cleaning? That's right. In addition to it getting him extremely aroused, it protects his very fragile immune system. You see, Captain Levi is what is called an insomniac, and that means he struggles to sleep, which means that his immune system is incredibly weak, and that means that he has to constantly combat germs in order to not get a serious illness. Precisely! That is why when you are sick, your body feels like it has been drained of all of its energy. Not only is it fighting the war on the virus or the bacteria that has entered your body to make you so sick, it is urging you to rest and recuperate so it can continue to win that battle. Why, yes! Even sick, you are incredibly bright, Cadet, and I believe that you should be rewarded for that. Here you go. Have a little pat on the head. Oh, dear. That was certainly not what I had intended to happen. I will wait for you to cease your vomiting. Feeling better? No. I was just about to make my next point. While you are experiencing nausea and vomiting, it is ill-advised for you to brush your teeth within a certain time frame after vomiting. You see, when you get sick in such a manner, the vomit is highly acidic and it damages the enamel on your teeth. To brush your teeth immediately after would continue this damage. Indeed, it is a highly unpleasant taste. However, drinking a small amount of water can help with that. Yes, I would advise you to engage in such an activity now. Next, of course, I would like to stress the importance of washing your hands regularly. Whether you are going to the bathroom, cleaning the horses, or making food, you should always wash your hands any time you have touched any other surface that may have additional germs. Cadet, you make an excellent argument, and I can certainly understand your thought process. Yes, it is true that you would think this castle has very limited germs. After all, we clean almost daily. You would think that this place would be the absolute death of all viruses and bacteria. But you would be wrong. For you see, your body is already filled with bacteria. And the fruit that you eat, the food that we get from our supply deliveries, even the very air that we breathe is all full of bacteria and germs, meaning that no matter how much we clean, there will always be more the next day. Indeed, it is a never-ending battle, much like our battle against the Titans, but that does not mean that we must give up. In fact, it means that we must fight harder to survive. You do remember the plague, don't you? Of course, you were not alive at that time, but you remember learning of it. Do you remember the horrible things that those people suffered from? The fevers, the chills, the vomiting, the nausea, the inability to catch their breath. Eventually, that respiratory distress would lead to their deaths. And you do not wish for such a fate to befall you, do you? I thought not. After all, you joined the Survey Corps to fight for humanity. To be defeated by something like illness, it would certainly be a tragedy, not only for you, but for your family, who will have to live with the shame of knowing that their child, who was sent off to fight the Titans, died due to a common cold. You do not wish for that shame to befall your family. I am certain of it. Oh, dear Lord, I seem to have forgotten which of the cadets I was speaking to. Indeed, your family is dead. You do not wish to join them, do you? Just as I expected. Now, let's recap what we have learned. First and foremost, sleep. It is important to get at least 8 full hours of sleep each night. While it is true that males can survive off of far less sleep than females, it is important to keep your sleep schedule as consistent as possible in order to prevent fluctuation. I'm glad we've got that nailed down. Now, meals and hydration. It is ideal to consume 3 meals a day. Of course, if you prefer 5 to 6 smaller meals, that is also good, as long as your caloric intake is equal to what your body needs to perform its daily maintenance. You're in good shape. As for hydration, it is absolutely vital in this line of work to maintain a steady source of hydration. Oh yes, indeed. It is important for us, especially because of our high amount of activity each day. It is essential that you make sure your body has the water it needs. Otherwise, you could experience dizziness, fainting, or even death. Indeed, next we move on to washing your hands. Not only is it important to wash your hands after going to the bathroom, it is important to wash your hands before handling food, before handling water, before doing anything after you have cleaned the horse's stables. That one you might wish to shower after, in fact. Indeed, there are several airborne contagions that could affect you after cleaning the horse's stables. You do not wish to become ill again, do you? I did not think so. No, my dear cadet. We are in fact finished with our highly informative and highly entertaining lesson in health and safety in the Survey Corps. Now, as I mentioned to you, it is highly important for you to rest, not only in your daily life, but when you are sick especially. Your body is currently weakened and fatigued from constantly fighting the virus that has overtaken it. It will win this fight, but only if you allow it to rest. As promised, Hanji will be arriving later with your tea made of ginger root, not ginger people. I advise you to take a nap while you wait for them, and then after you have drunk the tea, you may nap some more. I assure you that we are all rooting for you, and we are all thinking of you in these trying times. Now, get some sleep, cadet. That is an order.